on behalf of Association of Healthcare Providers India and on behalf of Health Corps, I convey my greetings to the participants, delegates to the program on the leadership. I am here to speak in brief about the subject of healthcare quality. The healthcare quality I always consider has got two components. One is the service quality and another is the clinical quality. The service quality is something similar to what actually you experience when you go to a good hotel. And then the hotel, you receive the good communication, soft skill, empathy, those are the features of a service quality, which are common to a hospital and the hotel. But this is very important component that we right from the registration desk and how do you communicate with the patient and their relatives actually comes under the service quality. The second component of the quality here is the clinical quality. Now, the clinical quality, of course, is more important in the healthcare because it concerns with the health outcomes. Now, let me tell you how actually the healthcare quality got linked with the patient safety. Ideally speaking, they are the same, but actually this component became more prominent in 1999 when the Institute of Medicine in USA brought out a study that in 1 year, that was in 1999, something like 48 to 98,000 people died, in their opinion, based on this study, because of the preventable medical or medication errors. That became really a point of discussion all over the world, more so when it was known that USA was practicing the accreditation structure in their country right from 1951. So that actually reignited the whole matter of healthcare quality linking with the patient safety. Now, to the participants of this particular program, let me tell you here that the evolution of the healthcare quality, I will like to remember Professor Ignaz, who was a Hungarian physician way back in 1847, whereby he linked the patient safety or the quality of healthcare with a simple aspect of the hand washing, by which actually he was able to show that the health outcomes will be better. This was accepted by most of the institutions, but more impact came with the work of our nursing leader, Florence Nightingale. That was in the year 1854. Actually, she was actually looking after the soldiers in the war scenario. And she was able to recognize that the soldiers who were in the ward, which was much more clean, the linen was clean on regular basis, shown better outcome. So immediately the sanitization, hand washing, all those features she was able to link statistically. And that became a point of acceptance world over. Much more important work came through the Professor Codeman. Professor Codeman in year 1911 and 1916, actually he brought the subject that healthcare quality is depending on the end results. So ultimately what he was able to show is that whatever you do, if you are able to measure the end results, that actually should be the measurement of the healthcare quality. Now, based on the Codeman's finding, the American College of Surgeons in the year 1918 introduced the standard by which hospitals were inspected. Now, this inspection process went on till 1950. The major breakthrough in the USA, where an educational college actually was inspecting the hospitals in the entire country. The success of this particular initiative led to the birth of what we call Joint Commission International, or Joint Commission at that point of time, along with the Canadian Association and the Doctors Association in USA. They introduced the first time voluntary accreditation system in USA. That was in 1951. Now, when this accreditation standard showed greater success, most of the insurance company also started relying on the accreditation standard for empanelment of the hospital. In 1987, this American College of Surgeons, they adopted a different model, which was based on the Donovan model, which Donovan in 1966 actually has brought a model by which he said the healthcare quality can be defined based on the structure, processes, and outcome model. Now, structure here means not only building, but the equipment, but the manpower. So this actually model proved very successful. Processes means how do you do the things, and outcome, of course, means the healthcare outcome. So this Donovan model was adopted by Joint Commission in their accreditation standard, and till today, we more or less rely on this particular method. Now, few things about how do you actually drive the healthcare quality through accreditation. As now we are saying that accreditation is very important because it leads to the patient safety. It leads to the minimum mortality and least morbidity. So there are three ways by which accreditation or healthcare quality can be driven. Number one is by the government through regulation. Government will be in its right to make compulsory through regulation that the minimum standard without which no hospital, no nursing home, no clinic should be allowed to function in that particular country. So that is, you are bringing quality through force, through the regulation. Second way is that you develop the standard which are not only minimal, but the little optimum. And the payers decide that for empanelment with any paying agency, that is the insurance company, the hospital needs to get accreditation from appropriate internationally accredited accreditation body. So that is the method which mostly is used to drive the healthcare quality. The third, and I think the most important one in my opinion, is that when consumer will become the king, when consumer will be able to drive the point, they will be able to decide that I will not go to hospital unless hospital has got the valid accreditation. So this is what actually are the three means by which the healthcare quality can be driven. Now, one point which is important here is that if each country keeps on developing the accreditation standard in their own way, that means there will be no uniformity. And these days, many developing countries, the patients from developing countries need to travel to the advanced or developed country for treatment of the, let us say, quaternary care procedures. Now, in such a case, it was considered that there we must bring a uniformity in the accreditation standard. And this uniformity came by means of organization called International Society for Quality in Healthcare. In short, we call it ISQA. The role of ISQA is that it has evolved a minimum set of standards based on which it evaluates the standard developed by any country. And if it meets that requirement of the ISQA criteria, the ISQA grants accreditation to that particular standard. So each country may have different standard, rather will have different standard, but they will still comply with the minimum set criteria by the ISQA. Now that is what actually is being followed these days, and most of the developed and developing countries now are seeking accreditation from ISQA, who is called accreditor of accrediting body. So this is a key component by which the uniformity in healthcare quality and patient safety is coming. So this is what is the current practice. But if I want to mention a little bit about the future of healthcare is going to be where the hospital will be functioning like the way we buy services from Amazon. So, the patient should have choice, convenience, sitting at home, through the wearable, through the telemedicine, through other sensor. So that actually is going to bring the practice of digital hospital, or what we call smart hospital. So that is going to happen. Cost of healthcare also is an important component of healthcare quality. And hospitals are now gradually shifting and adopting the lean management practices, green hospital practices, by which the efficiency can be improved and cost of healthcare delivery can come down. Third component, which is going to be in demand, is value-based care. Now, in value-based care, you don't treat one particular disease for which patient is coming. You have to look at the person as a whole. So you don't look at one condition, but a person or patient as a whole, for which you need to have a team of the clinician and looking at the patient and then trying to see the complete cycle of the care is adapted or applied on the patient. For this to happen, my strong advice to all of the participants sitting here is that they must make sure that clinicians in our hospitals are trained and involved intensely or heavily in the subject of healthcare quality. This can come by a simple method that if each specialty HOD can review all the processes, surgeries, medical procedure done by that department, involving all physicians, surgeons, nurses, paramedics, diagnostic, they sit together and review what all they have done in past 1 week or in past 15 days, what were the problem faced, how do we modify. Now, this actually will bring the healthcare quality, particularly the component which I mentioned is the clinical quality, to the surface, and for which we use the word that clinician must undertake clinical audits on regular basis. So if you do all this one and follow the accreditation standard, the hospital will be able to provide healthcare quality, improved patient safety, lesser mortality and lesser morbidity, and all in all, it will also be able to reduce the cost. So this is in brief, I thought I would like to mention about the subject of healthcare quality. Rest, I am sure the experts who are going to cover this topic will be dealing with this in greater detail. Thank you very much. All the best.